Have you ever felt that little tug, that whisper in the back of your mind that says, "Where did I come from?" We hit our 40s and 50s right in the middle of life, and suddenly, the frantic pace of building a career or raising kids starts to slow just enough for reflection to sneak in. We've seen the world, we've done the tropical resorts and the bustling city tours. But what if the next great adventure isn't about escaping, but about returning? This is the journey of heritage travel. It's not your grandmother's dusty photo album, and it certainly isn't about being stuck in the past. It's about grounding yourself in the present by understanding the deep roots that shaped you. Think of it as a geographical memoir, a story written across continents, waiting for you to read the next chapter. We're talking about real, visceral experiences. Imagine stepping onto a train in Canada. Not a bullet train blurring the landscape, but one designed to slow you down. The air outside is crisp, smelling faintly of pine and glacial melt. The train rocks gently, and through the panoramic window, the Rocky Mountains aren't just scenery. They feel like geological ancestors, massive and enduring. You watch the rivers carve their way through the valleys, and for a moment, the deadlines, the emails, the grocery list, they all disappear. This is the pace of legacy. This is where Canadian heritage travel begins to feel like a meditation. But heritage travel is much more than just beautiful views. It's the storytelling, the human connection, and yes, the occasional moment of hilarious self-discovery. Let's talk about Scotland. For so many of us, the idea of Scotland is wrapped up in kilts, bagpipes, and dramatic castles perched on craggy cliffs. But when you go there, when you actually walk the cobblestone streets of Edinburgh or stand in the silence of a glen in the Highlands, it calls you home in a way that feels almost primal. It's that immediate sense of belonging. Even if your family lineage tracks back only 3 generations on that soil, the ancient stones seem to remember you. I remember meeting a woman named Fiona in a tiny pub outside Inverness. She was easily 80, sharp as a tack, and she was knitting a scarf that could probably withstand a blizzard. She asked me, quite casually, where my people were from. I gave her the usual American answer, a mix of everything. She just nodded, poured me a dram of something peaty, and said, "Aye, but everyone starts somewhere." That simple, grounding philosophy is the core of this journey. We chase the stories. We seek out the small moments that make the vast history feel personal. We re-talking about the intense emotional realization that hits you when you find a distant relative's name in a parish register, or the slightly comedic moment when you realize you inherited your terrible singing voice directly from a distant Highland uncle whose gravestone notes he was fond of song. And then there's Ireland. Oh, Ireland. It doesn't just tell stories. It weaves them around you like a warm, slightly damp wool blanket. You feel an immediate intimacy with the land. The Irish landscape is soft yet resilient, green in 1,000 shades you didn't know existed. But the real magic is in the people. In a village along the wild Atlantic Way, I sat down for a proper lunch. I wasn't trying to find specific family ties yet, just absorbing the atmosphere. The waitress, bless her heart, brought me a plate of stew that smelled exactly like the stew my grandmother used to make. Even though my grandmother was German-American and had never set foot outside Ohio, it's that familiar, almost uncanny feeling. Ireland shares stories that feel deeply personal, even if they aren't technically yours. It's the universal human experience filtered through a lens of lyrical language and genuine warmth. This age bracket, our 40s and 50s, is the perfect time for this kind of travel because we are finally secure enough to be vulnerable. We aren't worried about checking items off a bucket list. We are focused on filling in the blanks of our own personal narrative. We bring a sense of humor and a maturity that allows us to appreciate the comedy of history, the absurdity of some of our ancestors' choices, and the sheer grit required just to survive and land us here. Heritage travel is not about worshiping the past. It's about harnessing the strength of those who came before. When you stand on the platform of that Canadian train, or gaze upon that Scottish castle, or listen to that Irish storyteller, you aren't just looking at history, you are part of its continuing flow. It connects you. It settles the soul. And that, my friends, is the power of finding where you come from. It reminds you exactly who you are today. Join us next time as we dive deep into specific routes, the best local guides, and maybe, just maybe, the key to unlocking your own geographical memoir. If this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more journeys that bring us home. Thank you for watching.